Hey guys, Jay-Sensei here again. This week we're going to go through the power of Mahoraga's adaptation. Now, before we begin, if you guys have anything you want to, like any questions you have to ask about the video, comment them down below. Anything you like, you dislike, just any video ideas you have for me. Also, if you guys enjoyed the Elbaf Prince Luffy video, get that to, I'm check the like get it to like 18 likes and I'll post part 2, because I have an entire script of it wrote out all the way up until the end of Egghead. So, alright, but we left off with Goku, but me kind of explaining, my bad, left off with Goku and Chi-Chi agreeing to balance Gohan's training with scholarly knowledge, because Chi-Chi and Goku already know what Gohan is saying earlier, because Goku has memories of Bardock and Guinea. He knows about his Dragon Ball, knows that Saiyans from Dragon Balls, all that. But let's get into the power levels when we first start, basically. Goku's power level at first, like by the time that actually no, I'm gonna skip that for now. We're just gonna go into the fights against Raditz. That's be this more important part. When Raditz arrives, he still fights the Z-Fighters. Like, he gets thrown through the building, all of that, tries to get on Gohan, etc. One thing here is that he did not fight Piccolo first, because Piccolo was raised by Roshi. This one, Piccolo has a weird obsession with the same thing as Roshi, but not for the same reasons. Piccolo's reasons because he doesn't know what humans do it, is his fascination. Roshi's, yeah. Where it arrives, this does allow them to kidnap Gohan, because not everyone here, like, Goku at maximum is 1200, Raditz is 1500, so he's barely below Raditz. But when eventually it comes down to all of them going on to fight Raditz, not all of them, but few of them, the ones who do are Yamcha and Piccolo, because Yamcha is Goku's best friend in this one. So when it came down to Yamcha Piccolo going in, they're both roughly around the range of, Piccolo's around 900, Yamcha's around 800. So eventually, they end up fighting Raditz, and they end up basically grabbing him, holding him by, like one of each limb, basically. And they're physically able to restrain him. Raditz is physically strong, sure, they're stronger. And all Goku did is really just rip the Saiyan pod open, freeing Gohan. And then immediately, Goku would charge up one Ki Blast and blast the whole thing through Raditz. That was just the end of the fight. He was restrained, Gohan was freed, and then he was killed in one shot by Goku. As he does die, though, he does reveal Nappa and Vegeta coming. So after this, it does lead to Kami and King Kai deciding to send Goku to train, or Kami asking King Kai and Yama to send Goku to train. And King Yama is well aware of who Goku is. Goku in this one, he may not be as naive or as kind as the first one, but he still does. He's killed definitely a few people, especially in the Red Ribbon Army, especially in the Red Ribbon Army. So King Yama's had a few visits from Goku's exploits, but he knows he does it for the good of Earth. So he's going to use Goku as Earth's more malicious guardian, or less. How do I fix this? Less plight guardian. So he agrees to train Goku, or at least allow him to drive King Kai and train there. So when Goku got down to, Otherworld, he would basically he's already around 1200, so his trip could be made in less than 6 months, probably around like 2 to 3. So then he usually just sprints down in 2 to 3 months, he's there. So he has around 9 months to train with King Kai. And he spent the time mastering Spirit Bomb Kaioken. Here's the thing though. Goku adapts to every and all phenomena, and it can reset for 7 at a time, but it can also reappear. I think I covered this in the first part with my example being Goldo and Hit. But for now, my example is honestly going to be the different levels of Kaioken, where Goku learned Kaioken times 1, or times 2. Like, okay, yeah, this is definitely there's a little bit of pain. times 3. Like he went up until he quit feeling pain, and King Kai realized that Goku quit feeling pain after a while. Like his muscles didn't shred under Kaioken; they just bulked up. So King Kai quickly realized that Goku was basically able to master Kaioken easily in a matter of about a month. Like he dedicated an entire month to pure Kaioken training. At the end of it, he was at Kaioken times 300. He can go beyond that. 300 is just where his power doesn't really need to go any higher. Then with Spirit Bomb, he basically learned to adapt to use his own energy to create the Spirit Bomb. He didn't need to rely on others, which King Kai didn't think was possible, but Goku did it. He basically reworked the entire Spirit Bomb. That's just how his body works. His attacks adapt. He adapts. So with this, he basically spent maybe 3 months working all of King Kai's techniques and mastering that. Point where King Kai is like, I don't have anything else to teach you battle-wise. So Goku's like, hey, I know much from Kami, as Goku knows everything from Kami, everything as Yamcha. It's just like that Goku doesn't take it as seriously as Yamcha does. Yamcha, he's going to kill with his best friend, and Piccolo, and Tien, but, So, one thing that Goku begins learning is magic materialization, which he already learned. King Kai helps him master it. But also, it also said that King Kai, I believe, at least on the wiki, that King Kai knows instant transmission, which I'm going to make sure I back that up real quick. Okay, so I knew it was filler, I tried to make sure. Or at least I assumed it was. So, I'm including this to the fact that Goku not having anything else to do for months would kind of be deductive, or not deductive, but stupid. So, I'm including this simply because he needs something to do for the remaining 6 months. So basically, it's magic, instant transmission, and telepathy. Those are things that he's working on. And he already had knowledge of 2 of those things, so pretty quickly he mastered them both. Mainly it was just him mastering instant transmission, which he did pretty easily, actually. We also begins his knowledge of spirit control here. Well, magic is kind of debatable still. For the training of Z fighters, Piccolo and Kami fuse early, because 1, Kami knows Piccolo's a good person. It's very obvious he is. He's just a weird guy. And then, the Hyperbolic Time Chamber. Kami previously already upgraded the fact that he's definitely a much stronger character, plus Goku adapted to the Time Chamber. When he went in as a kid, he adapted to that. He's kind of unaffected by the Time Chamber's aging. He literally just, his body gets stronger, and that's about it. He does not age in it. Also kind of did give him a longer lifespan, the fact that he kind of adapted to aging in general. So he ages a lot slower than ever as well. He probably age at probably the rate of maybe Ceruleans, because Ceruleans age definitely much slower, as it's been stated that they do. They probably, I think the Namekians had the longest lifespan aside from gods. Maybe Frieza's race, but we don't know about them. But Goku ages very slowly now. That's just the thing, because of the Time Chamber. But in the Time Chamber, we also would have the maximum time allowed in there is 10 days or 10 years. And Piccolo and Kami spent a bit of time in there, but after they fuse, just to get a good bearing on their abilities. Krillin had mastered all of Roshi's abilities, as he is Roshi's sole pupil. Goku mastered everything from Roshi at a young age, so Roshi's sole pupil is Krillin. Yamcha had already learned all of Kami's abilities like Goku did. Now he's just mastering them with Piccolo and him kind of going back and forth of hey, Masenko. And then they basically go back and forth with Masenko with just magic in general. They kind of go back and forth with every ability. Until Piccolo confirms that Yamcha is either equal or surpassing Kami with certain skills. Tien and Chiaotzu. Both of them train rigorously under Piccolo because they have no one else who would train them. Roshi could, but they've surpassed him. And with Gohan, Chi-Chi is training him, as Chi-Chi is also a well-versed fighter. But also, occasionally, we have Piccolo stepping in, or Yamcha, as they're both of Goku's closer friends. Which you guys haven't got a grip on it already. Goku's best friend, in this one, I already said it, is Yamcha, not Krillin. And then Piccolo is kind of like an arch rival, aside from Tien. Alright, but the power level post-training. Goku, while suppressed in base, is 3,000. At maximum, he's at 90,000. Then with Kaioken times 300, he usually stays suppressed, he can go up to 900,000, and that's mainly because he just doesn't really need to go any higher. Plus, he has mastered his grade 8 form a while ago. So he can go into Kaioken times 300 in his grade 8 form, bringing up to 9 million. And it's still well suppressed. Piccolo, while fused with Kami, but also having enhanced knowledge of magic and ki, is at 20,000. So, pretty powerful. Yamcha's at 15,000, and he basically mastered all Kami's abilities and most martial arts on Earth. While Tien is at 17,000. Yamcha is at 16,000. I think I messed that up. Yep, 16,000. And then Tien is at 17,000. Now, Tien is not expanding his arsenal, he's only keeping what he already knows, but he's enhancing them to beyond any degree we've seen. Being like Tri-Beam, Four Witches, etc. Krillin in base is about 12,000, then in buff form he can go up to 15,000. And in buff form he basically gets taller, gets more muscular, and all that. It basically adds on to strength, defense, reach, all that, just not speed. But even then, he is definitely a bit faster because of more ki. And Chaozu's at about 12,000 in general. And Gohan himself is also at about 3,000, but that's just his actual full power is 3,000. Goku is also pressed, goes to his level. But Goku's full power, at his like maximum, at his 90,000 plus calculating grade 8, can go up to 270 million at full power. So he's already surpassing Frieza at this point in the story. He just doesn't need to do more than that. So yeah. Now they end up fighting Vegeta and Nappa. Vegeta does end up like, well, first when it comes to Nappa, he loses to like Gohan. I was wondering, oh, how did Gohan beat him? As Nappa's trying to go on a rank first Cybermen, which immediately was left up to Chaozu, literally you just use telepathy to just basically eradicate their minds. They're already kind of just mindless creatures. Chaozu just basically blew up their brains, so they're done for. But then when it came down to Nappa trying to, go on a little rant or just monologue, Gohan literally just flew in and headbutted him like he canonically did Raditz, and that caved in Nappa's chest. Like Nappa almost died from one attack from Gohan. Immediately Vegeta would just like put a hand on Nappa's back, catching him, and throw up a false moon. Not because he wants to be nice and help Nappa, just because he's behind Nappa, and if Nappa fell on him, that would be not good. Nappa's heavy as shit. Also, when he's thrown up, Vegeta and Nappa going to grade 8. Nappa's at 40,000, probably around 35,000 because of his injury in his chest. And Vegeta himself probably around 18,000 still. Now, with this, we do see the false moon definitely amping up Gohan as well. But I would probably see Chaozu being able to stop him, as Chaozu also used her telepathy. But Goku is also here. He can cross Snake away in a matter of minutes at this point, maybe if not, maybe seconds. Also, he is in transmission. He's not just watching this entire thing just to see how his friends fare, because he can sense how powerful they are, especially Piccolo. So when Gohan was going to grade 8 because the false moon Vegeta threw up, Chaozu would quickly just look at him, telepathy, and knock him out. And with this, they do fight the Great Apes going on, at their full power. Piccolo would fight Nappa alone. It's just him versus Nappa. Everyone else would jump Vegeta. And Piccolo's able to actually keep Nappa at bay by having just pretty high ki output that can blind Nappa, or also Solar Flare. A lot of the Z fighters know that as well. But then though Piccolo had to use all of his effort against Nappa, but was able to basically destroy his tail and then just snap his neck. Everyone at this point had already lost Vegeta, but Vegeta was even still tired from fighting them. But by the time he does try I'll do a final attack. Goku just creates a miniature spirit bomb and flicks it at Vegeta, sending him flying miles away. Just a miniature spirit bomb had knocked out Vegeta immediately. As Goku in base is not at, as strong as Vegeta is, but his techniques are definitely higher caliber than what he should be able to do. His power levels don't really matter and they're not really that clear, so AP with them is definitely weird to scale, but I like the idea of power levels, so I continue to use them. So yeah. But Vegeta does eventually escape. So, yeah. So if Vegeta escapes, we hit the spirit bomb that basically blew up his entire body, barely allowing him to survive. By the time he does get defeated, Goku would use his own magic and spirit control. Plus, he has to use heavy abilities of Kami, that includes healing. Yeah, I'm sure Piccolo already knew those abilities, they can kind of heal themselves, but Goku would just use his own ability to heal and heal everyone else. So once they're healed, they all get up, and he also would just use his magic neutralization to replace their clothing. Also, he would wake up Gohan. Pause real quick. Okay. So Vegeta escapes, barely alive, but he's alive nonetheless. Once everyone gets their new gear, they're also a bit amped. Not because of like Zenkai boosts, they're just able to go to their full power once more. Now, with this, the Frieza Force is still on Namek, but for a different reason. Not for Dragon Balls, as when they first met Raditz, honestly, it was over within like span of like 10 minutes. So there's really no mention of Dragon Balls. Also, when it comes down to like, probably like, if he was like, oh, Dragon Orbs, I could use those to be immortal. Goku and Chaozu are very still users of telepathy. They can probably literally just erase his mind. Which they can do, they're just not evil. Well, Goku's not evil, but he's definitely not nice. He has Bardock's mind, but he innate empathy. So he's nice to certain people, just not evildoers. But Frieza Force has dynamic over the fact that they want to take it over. I was wondering, oh, why'd they want to do that? Let's say they hear about, like, the Dragon Balls, they hear about warrior Namekians and all that, and how strong they can get, so to avoid a possible threat, erase them. Or make them submit. So with this, as the Z fighters are all trying, just relax, enjoy their, off time, they eventually are told by King Kai about, hey, the Z fighters, the Frieza Force are going here. The Z fighters could help out the Namekians. So with this, Goku and Chaozu try to sense where they are, so they do have the best sentry range, and they can't do it. But they eventually are able to put their telepathy abilities to use and expand their sensory range, barely hitting Namek, as they only try to locate Vegeta. Vegeta happens to be on Namek, so that's a good idea. So they end up getting all the way to Namek and able to sense it. So Goku would immediately just had everyone kind of just put in a huddle for he just intermission them immediately, but Bulma would tell him like, "Hey, no, I want to go." So I'll have to wait for Bulma to get ready for the adventure in space. So she does bring a few capsules. So Goku intermission everyone to Namek. When they get there, they all split up to go have their own fights. I'm gonna go over Vegeta first. Vegeta had a better Zenkai, as Goku hit him with one attack that nearly killed him immediately. So with this, Vegeta's power level is roughly around 48,000 now, so he'd surpassed basically the entirety of the Ginyu Force, except for Ginyu himself. So first fight on Namek is Vegeta versus Kui. Kui has power level of 18,000, 20,000 maximum. When Kui just, mom Vegeta over a rivalry, all that, like putting out all his broken up Saiyan armor, Vegeta literally just grabs Kui and then with one ki blast turns his body to ash. Kui was really nothing to him at this point. But with this, the Z fighters all spread out. Yamcha first finds Dodoria, which you guys may think is a bad matchup because Dodoria is probably like 26,000, Yamcha is like 17,000. But the little amp he does have now, he's at around 18,000, maybe 19. You guys may think this is not Yamcha's favor at all. Thing is, he's definitely much faster than Dodoria is. Dodoria has maybe physical strength and, ki output in general. Like, strength, durability, ki output. Cool. Does not matter. Yamcha also has magic situation like Goku, can recreate anything as long as it's within his own range. Also, magic in general. He's good at that. Also, his technique range. It is absurd. The fact that he can just tire out Dodoria pretty easily and kill him like that, which is what he did. He literally tired him out, and with the final attack, he would use a Dragon-like bullet to basically blow apart Dodoria. And it was a long fight because of basically him tiring out Dodoria, but he did it. Next up is Vegeta versus Zarbon. Zarbon at full power is roughly around probably 40,000, so if Zarbon went to full power, it would still be not a tough fight for Vegeta, but it's definitely a closer fight than usual. But even then, Vegeta beat him with minimal effort. So yeah, Zarbon was a small struggle, because Vegeta was caught off guard. If they were, on each other from a distance, full power both ways, Vegeta would have erased him easily. The only thing he has like a few small cuts and scrapes, maybe a flesh wound from the fight with Zarbon. Other than that, he's fine. And first fight that Goku has is against the Ginyu Force. They're all roughly in the range of like Goldo being the weakest at 12,000 to Ginyu being highest at 120,000. Goku in base is 90,000. But he can Kaioken up to 27 million. So immediately it came down to a first fight like him versus Goldo. Goldo saw Goku try to, just do a time stop to go hit Goku. Unless this was even near Goku, his body adapted, allowing him to move within the time stop. he saw Goldo, and he literally would just do, like, not even a death beam, just like a tiny finger blast, and that basically just fried Goldo's entire head. And then when the time stop broke, the Ginyu Force realized that Goldo was dead and Goku was gone. Immediately began looking around, trying to find, like, where Goku is. But when the bird tried, traverse the entire planet, he ran head first into a clothesline from a bulk of Goku, just amped his body up, just do more damage. And it had killed the birder immediately. So birder died the moment he found Goku. And when Jay tried to do a single attack, even like anything key related, Goku quickly just overwhelmed it with a larger key output and vaporized him. It was like Raccoon and Ginyu versus Goku. And when Ginyu tried to use his mind swap, Goku just used his transmission and a switch button moved behind Ginyu, and immediately would just slam him head first down, and would also put him or Raccoon in the way of the other attacks, kind of just letting them beat each other up. Where Ginyu had even accidentally swapped bodies with Raccoon. In response, Raccoon was just thrown into, or Ginyu is just thrown into orbit and left there, where he does die. And then Goku, I guess, would try to, fight Goku, but that does not end well, as just a simple punch from Goku would impale Goku and kill him. So that ends the fight with the Ginyu Force immediately. Yeah, they're definitely stronger than him, or at least Ginyu was, but Goku's arsenal is definitely much higher. And that's the theme of this, where Goku's power is higher in the beginning, but towards where he fighting stronger foes, the power level's not that high. He just has a better arsenal, and he's great at using it. I was wondering what any of the Z fighters had done. Honestly, not much. The Dorio's killed by Yamcha, easy. Then we have Zarbon killed by Vegeta, pretty easy. The Ginyu Force killed by Goku. But anything, they all kind of just found Guru and random fodder soldiers and did their thing. So with this, it kind of goes on to when they find Guru and they all get their powers unlocked, or potential unlocked. Goku goes from 90,000 all the way up to 207,000. Then Piccolo goes around right to 30,000, upwards of 80,000. Yamcha at maximum is 50,000. Tien is at 50,000 as well. Krillin is at 40,000. Chaozu's at 30,000. And Gohan is at 10,000. And Roshi is not here, but I did include him. But I'm going to go over that. I kind of realized it was stupid to go over now. But, yeah. Now, Vegeta did not get his potential unlock, because he is here now. But he usually just gets shielded by Goku. And he got a Zenkai of, 90,000. That's a bit overestimate, probably like 60,000 maximum. He wasn't really that badly injured, but still a Zenkai nonetheless. Pause real quick. Okay. So here, when it came down to Frieza arriving later on and fighting Nail, Z Fighter still split up to go get the other Dragon Balls. When Nail returned, Nail was definitely beaten up by Frieza, and eventually this lead to him fusing with Piccolo. Yamcha survived, but also make Piccolo stronger. But Piccolo would also have the idea to fuse with Guru. I was wondering, why is that? Piccolo is a smart character. In fact, he fused with Kami earlier. And Kami would not want Namek's knowledge to die. Piccolo has that same knowledge. But even more the fact that he has someone like Nail who loves Namek. He doesn't want that knowledge about Namek to die. Also, we have someone like Kami, who another thing doesn't want Namek knowledge to die. He has no ties to it. He just doesn't want knowledge to die. Knowledge that could save his friends, save the world. He does not want that to die. With knowledge and tradition affecting Piccolo to the point where he actually would ask Guru to fuse, making good points all around, to the point where Guru agrees. Piccolo now has a fusion of Guru, Nail, and Kami. So it's basically making him kind of the ultimate knowledge of, and just the smartest Z fighter in general, which could be included for Roshi, but no, it's Piccolo. Alright. But now eventually everyone would go on to fight Frieza. What was happening though, Piccolo had to kind of remake the Dragon Balls on Namek because they all ended up turning to stone because of the fusion. And he was able to do that by temporarily becoming the guardian of Namek. But while he did that, everyone else had to fight Frieza, which is actually going pretty well. It was mainly Goku versus Frieza. Everyone else did fight him and got beaten pretty horribly, actually. But it was still a tough fight for Frieza when he came down and versus Goku. As Kaioken times like 20 is already pushing Frieza to his limit. Not limit, but pushing him to more forms. But then eventually Goku ends up going on to go all out with Kaioken times 300 and eventually killing Frieza. And he did it with only Kaioken, not Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan was never unlocked here. And Vegeta has a thing where he thinks he could be the legendary Super Saiyan, and if he does, he thinks it could also be Goku. But he probably wouldn't, because it would mean he had to share the title of Super Saiyan with Kakarot, so Super Saiyan kind of just remains unknown here. So with this, the Z Fighters are all about to head back to Earth. That's the next Dragon Balls are used. And Dragon Balls are much stronger because Piccolo's is the one who made them. But the Dragon Balls are basically different. In fact, the wishes are different. First wish is to move Namek, and they moved it to basically move Namek to a safe location. The location to Porunga would be move it somewhere where Goku, Piccolo, and get to Namek easily. So near Earth, outside of the jurisdiction of the Galactic Patrol and the Frieza Force. So Namek is closer to Earth, but still away from most places. And then is also used basically, restore Namek to its best function, which also restored people's lives and then basically make Namek as prosperous as possible. And then third wish is basically, get the Frieza Force off this planet, and that is include a corpse as well. So with this, everyone is about to leave, but as they're about to leave, they end up finding Yardrat. At least Goku and Chaozu do. So when they find Yardrat, Chaozu and Goku would talk to King Kai. As King Kai he first talks to Goku, then Goku and Chaozu end up kind of linking up with the talk. And King Kai would tell them what Yardrat does. And talks to Goku about, hey, this is where the mission came from. With this, Goku wants to go to Yardrat. So with this, it actually leads to Piccolo wanting to go as well as Tien. And Piccolo would also relinquish control of Dragon Balls to someone else. Probably Elder Mori, but yeah. So with this, Piccolo, Goku, and Tien all head to Yardrat. And on Yardrat, eventually it leads to training. Piccolo only stayed for 8 months because all it took for him to master Spirit Control was 8 months. And he went from like 80,000 all the way upwards of around 350,000. So pretty powerful. Then Goku and Tien stayed for a full 2 years, mastering Spirit Control. This is transmission, cloning, healing, force spirit vision, gigantification, all that. They learned all of it. Goku's base is now 600,000, and then Tien's is 200,000. So now Goku's full power is, like with Great Ape and Kaioken, is over 1 billion, but it does take a lot to charge up. So his full power is good. It's definitely stronger than canon. It would just take forever to charge up. Like, you have the whole joke about Dragon Ball Z characters screaming for 2 episodes to power up. It'll just take Goku a long time to power up to his full power because it takes so many stages. How Ken being charged up to 300. Also, there were 8. False Moon. Looking at the False Moon. A full transformation, physically. It's a lot of stuff happening. So, Goku's definitely stronger than canon. It's just very detrimental. Pause. And then now in this one, Goku did kill Frieza. Like, he vaporized him. But this did lead to King Cold arriving on Earth. But he has an ally. It's not Frieza, or Mecha Frieza, it's Cooler. So with this, Cooler would go into his 5th form and basically begin slaughtering the Z Fighters, including Trunks, who's like, oh, this guy is different than Frieza is, I can just tell. So they're all just being beaten up by King Cold and Cooler. Eventually, Argo would kill King Cold, but Cooler's still a different story. But eventually, Goku does go all out with Kaioken, and as much as he can, and ends up killing Cooler. But it did take out all his power. But this is a very detrimental thing now, as a possible Cell now has King Cold and Cooler instead of Frieza. So it's definitely not great. Okay, now for the 3 years of training, or preparing, basically. Goku never took the heart virus medicine. He literally just started healing his heart occasionally, and that allowed the body to adapt to the heart virus immediately. So the Trunks isn't aware of Goku's adaptation, as this Trunks is the canon future Trunks. He just got messed up. So let's say he has like extra heart medication. He's able to find the Canonical Z timeline, all that. I'll go over how that affected the Canonical Z timeline later. Oops, wrong script. Pause real quick. So, Goku eventually does get, like... You see, everyone gets stronger during this time, but it does still lead... I'm going to go over the power levels first, actually. So, Goku's base is now 920,000. That's pretty good. And he's able to unlock Super Saiyan, which him and Vegeta both did, not Gohan. And then he also can stack Super Saiyan with his Kaioken, or the Kaioken with the Super Saiyan form. When Vegeta can only do Super Saiyan and Golden Grey Ape, Goku can do Super Saiyan stack with Kaioken, Golden Grey Ape, and Golden Grey Ape stack with Kaioken. But Goku's definitely a strong Z fighter with all those abilities in tow. But everyone else is roughly around the range of 100,000, except for Krillin and Chaozu, who are roughly around 50,000. Now this does lead to Yamcha still being impaled through the chest by Android 20, aka Jiro. But then when it came down to the Z fighters arriving to fight against, Jiro and Android 19, the androids are beating them senseless. Even when they go Super Saiyan, they're being manhandled or droid handled. It's a ruthless fight that you can't keep up with it. Even when Goku tried to go all out, it took too long to charge up, which is where his super transformations took advantage of him. He could not power up in time. Player here, he was almost killed. But he had a plan. That plan was to get Jiro and 19 to get him to go away. So with this, as Goku and Vegeta stood up for the final fight, instead of actually fighting, Goku began yelling at Vegeta. This confused the androids, as Goku and Vegeta kept arguing back and forth, until they decided to let them both die of their injuries. Once both androids left, Goku immediately told everyone his plan, and it required Tien and Yamcha to be, ready to heal them. And so Goku into Project Kamehameha, and then we see Vegeta with like a final flash. They clash, hitting each other with their full power attacks each way. Immediately, as soon as they both hit the ground, being critically injured, probably dying within seconds if they don't get healed. Luckily they were. Once they're healed, they end up getting up, going back to, full power of his Zenkais. Goku's new full power, in fact he almost died. Plus he also has a much more, not fatal, but stronger adaptation to Vegeta, as he adapted to having his ki zapped, but also just a final flash. With his Zenkai plus his adaptation brought him to 40 million. I was wondering why so much. His Zenkai was amped by a lot of different things, so this was definitely a much more powerful thing. So now his power was higher. Then Vegeta's roughly around 3.3 million. So yeah. But here, Goku and Vegeta kind of just feel like failures. Yeah, they're stronger, it's obvious, but they feel like they failed. I was wondering, why do they feel that way? Goku's never lost. Like, even if he has, it's definitely just like something he can take on the chin. He almost died and almost made humanity fall. That's where something that we see that Goku is not used to losing, not used to being weak. He always has a form he can go into, which he could have if it took too long to charge up. He lost because it took too long. So here's where we actually see Goku going to be struggling, the fact that he couldn't be Earth's guardian. As King Kai even thought of him that, King Yama thought of him as that. Piccolo thinks of him as that, even Piccolo's the current guardian of Earth now. With this, Goku is definitely more mentally affected by the Android saga than a lot of characters are. Because someone who's always been the strongest is no longer feeling like he's the strongest. Now, eventually we see future Trunks arrive as Gero is freeing 17 and 18, who still kill him and release 16. When 17 and 18 do that, and future Trunks arrives, future Trunks would arrive with guests. Future 17 and future 18. I'm gonna go into how Trunks messing with the timeline twice affected his timeline. So we went to the wrong timeline first, and here's how we got to ours, or this Mahoraga Goku timeline. When he got to this one, and he basically caused a kind of a rift or rupture to form, where all the negativity from his timeline, basically all the badness from this timeline or from his timeline, went to this one. And the thing is it's bad, sure. Goku's adaptation kind of helped it, so to say, where it was kind of just Goku's difference for this timeline clashing with the negativity of Trunks's. But Trunks' timeline was saved by accident, as was Canonical Z. So with this, Trunks arrived with androids on his side this time, because in the Canonical Z, they're on the Z Fighter side. So with this, when it came down to Trunks arriving with, the guests, it led to 17 and 18 fighting themselves. Z Fighters also fought 16. Well, then Goku went inside to go, find more people to fight. Because he thought, there's definitely more people here, he can feel it. And here's where we see where the story gets out of hand for Goku, where the negativity clashes again. 17 and 18 didn't just release 16, they released 13, 14, and 15. And Goku immediately tackled by 13. Then Trunks and Vegeta are immediately attacked, by 15. 14 is also jumping Goku with 13. So Vegeta and future Trunks are fighting Android 15. Goku's being jumped by 13 and 14. And the fighters are fighting 16. And then 17 and 18 are fighting themselves. Now, as Goku's being pushed by fighting Super 13 and then also fighting Android 14, you guys may think he could power up. He can. He's not being allowed to. He's being hit mid transformation. He's not able to adapt to these things this quickly. He's developing adaptations, sure. It's just too slow. He's basically having the adaptations beaten into him as he's trying to adapt to a whole other thing. With this, his body basically begins reaching its limit. Not because he's in so much pain, no, because he's just very pissed off. And we end up seeing his body bulk up. He gets taller, he gets more muscular. His muscles, his body, everything about him just gets bigger. And we end up seeing blue sparks turn to Super Saiyan Aura. He's so stressed out about this fight, he enters Super Saiyan 2. And with one roar, with basically just one loud ki blast, he vaporizes 14. 13 try to charge him, but Goku grabs him by the face and tears his head off and crushes it. In the middle of his body, he literally just roars again, and a mouth ki blast would vaporize the body. He basically has a very similar thing to where Broly's lashing out in Super, and you have the whole thing like him launching a mouth blast into the air. Goku's having a freak out like that. His body is just adapting too fast, to the point where he mentally cannot keep up. This is kind of fighting the entirety of everyone there. 17, 18, future 17 and 18, Trunks, Vegeta, Gohan, on the G Fighters. He's fighting everyone because he can't keep up with his mind. Can't keep up with what his body trying to do various things. Eventually, he'll get his bearing. But by then, he already had beaten a majority of the androids, including 15 and 16. And 18 were able to get away. But even then, they're surprised at how much power this Goku had. By the end of it, though, he eventually was able to calm down, and they realized how much of a toll this took on him. But also, he's definitely a much bigger person now. Physically, that is. He's mentally definitely nerfed because of how angry he was. 17 and 18 were able to convince their evil selves to calm down. 17 just convinced himself to travel the world with 16. Try to just love life. And 18 just simply told herself about how fun Krillin is, but also about the wonders of motherhood with Marin. So 18's methods were definitely unconventional, but past 18 is convinced. So this eventually does end the Android saga, and Cell here is not brought in, because the bad parts of Trunks' timeline are here. And that means Cell never existed, because he's a bad part of it, and it only leads to, you know, Embryo Cell, who's taken in by Bulma after raiding Jiro's lab. Pause real quick. So, after we do have the entirety of, like, the saga end, Trunks is very much intrigued at how strong Goku is, as he's definitely much stronger. But he decides to leave it at... He decides to leave it in this timeline, because this Goku has a lot of issues. And, meanwhile, everyone else is trying to... Or the Super Saiyans at least trying to figure out how Goku unlocks Super Saiyan 2. I mean, the Super Saiyans are Vegeta and Gohan, still. So, by the end of this, though, 17 and 18 had turned good, and Vegeta is definitely focusing on trying to basically give Goku therapy. Vegeta's like, oh yeah, I'm definitely an arrogant person. Goku is, I don't know what's wrong with him. Yeah, everyone kind of realizes that Goku's not a mentally well person at this point. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe for more. Adios.